Hello, welcome to week 20 minus 2. Um, I think the volume of like videos or whatever, or like the projects that I've recorded uh, in totality tricked me up with, where we're at. So it's either week 18 or 19 right now. At a certain point, like the number of the week seems irrelevant. I'm just like, okay, I'm just doing process. Um, and then that'll disappear, especially when I'm traveling. So just try to stay ahead of the curve here. So monthly numbers and the yen rebound and some speculation. So um, monthly numbers, just overall, revenue for the month or whatever, loss. This month's been wash. $104 in total loss or net loss. Uh, Options proceeds have been working out, right? So like trading, rolling, and talking about that has been something that seems very common here. But that's been working out still. Like the owl trade I'm doing has been working out. It's just rolling things out further out and then rolling them back into like the subsequent month or something. So we'll see how that works out. I'll make a decision right before I travel whether I completely roll another chunk of things or not towards the week that I come back. And then forecast events. It's been working out. It's probably a loss leader for the foreseeable future quarter, or the rest of this quarter, maybe next quarter as well. I think I'm fine with it. I mean, it's not too like hindering in that regard. Where like, okay, options, income, proceeds, whatever, can make losses redundant. It's just has this sentiment or feeling that it's how would I describe it, like a subsidized loss leader. But I guess part of the problem optically trying to look at it is or recycling premiums, right? So let's say end of the week I'm using premiums, or beginning of the week, whatever, right? Premiums from the weekend or like the prior week, using them to buy stock or whatever. Not always the case. I might just recycle them within the forecast event stuff. But yen kind of blew up my main trade, and that should account for like two thirds of that loss. Um, and then that's about it, really. It just yen kind of blew up per se, but it just dropped like 5, 6, 7 yen. To 50, 54, 56, and the upside is like I think my strangle was like 157.5 and 160.5 or 162.5. It was either one of those. And, obviously when you're within this range, obviously one leg worked, but the other didn't. And then I think I sized up the upside way too much comparatively. And paid for it. So aside from that, it's like the Nikkei. I don't know how the Nikkei was down, but it was probably in relation to the currency being down. Strange. These mechanics are too dynamic to diagnose personally. So I don't know. It's not satisfying when you're able to trade something successfully for like weeks on end, and all of a sudden, things blow up, and you see the complete loss with forecast events. Whereas with options, like there's still an underlying, especially when it's secured by something, right? So, being a big asset-based finance type of person, right? It doesn't matter what this thing is. Right? It could be gold, it could be silver, it could be stock, it could be a house, could be whatever. It's asset-backed thing. There's inherent value based off of the underlying, whereas These things are literally, I don't know, the easiest way to describe them are gambling products, but I don't want to, because at the same time, they are they're like futures products. So it's a little harder to diagnose or like cut at. And that's kind of it, really. And just speculating on the price of a product, right, is the whole goal anyway. So diving over. Who knows what is going on with the Japan currency, treasury, whatever. Looks like, reading just briefly, that, at least for unsaid, but obviously if you look between the lines, it reads like QE may happen over the weekend or during Golden Week. And I'm just curious like how that'll work out, because obviously we Americans done that with COVID, post-COVID, financial crisis, GFC. But the GFC one made sense. The Japanese economy, at least from what I've seen, sounds like it's doing fine. I don't get why in the world you do QE or, a liquidity injection in this case. It just makes sense. So I'm like, all right, obviously I want to speculate because will their currency, right, the buying power diminish substantially like we've done here in America? I mean, look at housing prices, look at population density, there's too many metrics to kind of diagnose, but obviously it's a whole different culture, so I don't know. Maybe they're more conservative than us on a treasury type of basis, in a liquidity basis, whereas we're more push that debt onto the next generation, which is very stupid. But to a degree, I want to know where that goes. If the Japanese do QE, quantitative easing, then how's that going to look out, 5-10 years out? Right? Will my dollar diminish in buying power today, but buy more tomorrow, i.e. 5 years out, 10 years out, whatever? Would that attract international business to start businesses in our country? I don't know. And this is something that really intrigues me, and I want to have a conversation with any equity or business or economist in Japan, especially if I could grab coffee or lunch with them. That would be awesome. But like diagnostically, it's like I don't understand why you would destroy your own currency. This is very, what would I say, very a blunt version of that, right? Like, I don't know why you destroy your currency for the sake of liquidity. However, obviously, I'm speculating on price. And that might change viewpoint. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, it's just product, right? Like, I have no difference in what I'm trading, right? So, I've done the Australian dollar. I've done the what is it, the pound. I believe I've done the whatever the Hong Kong dong or whatever the Chinese currency is. What else have I? Swiss francs, 2 euros as well. Like all these conversion rates. It's okay. So it's just a product. It's just trying to figure out how to make it work. And I don't know. I don't know if it's unprecedented or not. I don't know how this world's going to shape in the next decade. But it's very intriguing to see that viewpoint or that idea pop back up, especially as someone very, very contrarian when it comes to interest rates, right? Like, I'm very chaotic. I like Volcker. I really like Volcker, where you just like, interest rates are this number overnight, right? If I was if I was Treasury Secretary, I would make interest rates 20% overnight. I want a strong economy, and I easy money shouldn't be that easy, right? It should be more. I don't know. You have like a decade of easy money. This is how we get rid of all. This is how we suck out all that. I don't know. Ill-gotten gains per se. They weren't captured through illicit means, but it's just like easy money shouldn't be substantially. I want to say promoted. I'll put it that way, right? I think easy money is more destructive than constructive. Obviously, you can create a lot of industry and things and grow, but it's got to be like reactionary. I think like cutting rates for a certain period of time should be reactionary rather than this thing, right? And you could count on a strong economy or a stable economy, right? I want organic growth rather than artificial growth. And I don't think it helps that America is very debt driven. And I'm curious if Japan will kind of, with whatever, obviously they're not rebuilding, but modifying their work philosophy or like the economic philosophy. And I'm very interested in like, is this going to be very Americanized, right? I mean, like, just intriguing. It's very intriguing. And obviously, Japanese market is something that I want to be very informed on or obsessed about, right? Versus, product by product. Whereas, I don't know, I think there's more value to be captured in certain foreign countries. I know that I'm intrigued by Kazakhstan, but I don't know if there's a market for it, and that could be my niche. Like, I'm an American. I'm obsessed or fascinated by the Japanese market, and slowly getting intrigued by the Kazakhstani economy, stock market, whatever. Especially as someone that wants to expat or like digital nomad my way into either country. Visas are a whole another scheme, right? Like to figure out, but operationally, it's just like it's very intriguing. Where's this going to go? At least with Japan, I don't know squat about Kazakhstan other than whatever developments may or may not be being had in, I think it's Astana. Whatever, they're trying to make like some dual city, smart city right next to their capital, or modernize their capital city. It's intriguing, but I don't know how that'll look. And obviously, as someone from a semi-international background, although more integrated as a American citizen, born here and everything, but I don't know, something intrigues me to more international markets more than domestic, where I don't think domestic markets capture talent comparatively. Like at least domestic markets capture domestic talent, and I don't know. I don't like this weird token child kind of attitude that at least Americans have with the same kind of viewpoint, right? International talent versus domestic talent. And I don't know if it's a shame or not, but you know how it is. It's like, okay, so you're doing a swap effectively. And if the people from here or whatever are screwed, and the international talent pool is just getting captured. Now, why not do a swap as well? So anyway, my parents just got here later.